Okay.
Okay. Who speaks first? How are we starting this?
I think that we should.
Wait, you want?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. Okay.
So we
wanted to do this. Okay.
God, it's like we're one person. Off to a great start. Okay.
Okay, let's try this one more time.
Okay. So
we wanted to make a sort of behind the scenes making of documentary about Never Alone.
Wait, are we saying never alone, or are we saying hashtag never alone?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I think we should do hashtag never alone.
Hashtag never alone. Okay. So then we decided we wanted to make a behind the scenes documentary about hashtag never alone.
Yeah, we were DM'd a lot of questions. And one commenter specifically asked that we do this kind of like behind the scenes documentary style thing.
Yeah. So we will try to answer those questions to the best of our ability. We'll try to satisfy everyone's burning curiosity
without giving too much away.
Right.
Keep some things a mystery.
And also, I just want to say, this is not scripted. We have not chosen these words carefully or practiced saying them into the mirror. So know that if we sound dumb, we are actually very smart.
Yeah.
Clearly, as you can all tell.
Okay. Well, I think we should explain a little bit about the project, in general, for anyone who hasn't seen it. I know that a lot of people have heard about it, so many fans. But for anyone who doesn't know, hashtag Never Alone is an Instagram performance piece and an interactive art installation that we created and we produced back in August. And it is an Instagram account of a fictional wellness influencer named Cassandra Clemm. We wanted to take a platform like this and use it to watch the influencer devolve, to see how this performance could start to become even more extreme, and how it could become frightening in some ways. And basically we were telling a horror story over Instagram. So we were both utilizing the social media platform, the context of the social media platform as a stage, while simultaneously critiquing the platform itself. And of course, it still exists. You can still follow at Cassandra_Clemm with 2 M's on Instagram to see the unfolding yourself. So the first question comes from at @sandwiches, and they want to know what inspired you to make a project about Instagram and influencers.
Yes. Okay. We wanted to satirize the underlying message of influencer culture on Instagram. We go to Instagram to disappear into these snapshots, into a fantasy life. And the way that influencers do this, like what their livelihood depends on, is creating this beautifully curated lifestyle that their followers covet. And so their livelihood depends on them performing this idea that they are perfect, that they are fully realized in beauty, fitness, sex, relationships, home goods, pets, you name it. And they capitalize on our desire to achieve that perfection and also our inherent inability to achieve that perfection. Right? But they need us to believe that we can. So not only do they have to seem perfect, they also have to seem accessible and vulnerable. So we wanted to play with that formula because it's so fabricated and constricting and fucked up. We wanted to turn it on its head. So we wanted an influencer who at first was vulnerable and bringing people in while seeming perfectly curated. And then we wanted her to get more and more frightening so she no longer was soothing or comfortable. We didn't want to offer her followers an escape. We wanted to lure them in and trap them and then frighten them.
Right. Yeah, I think also another important thing to note about why we decided to do this project now and specifically on Instagram is because you know, obviously right now a lot of artists are trying to transition to the digital space, to telling stories in that space, just to stay visible and stay relevant. But a lot of it's sort of being done in this way that feels really like empty and sort of cheap almost. And that's why I was so excited when Chloe asked me to join in on this project, because I was really craving working on something that not only would flourish in a digital space, but also needed the digital space to exist. Because the way forward with this kind of storytelling is not to just use the same tricks that we've always used and hope that they work. The way forward is to like revolutionize the ways in which we're telling those stories so that the digital space works to our advantage rather than working against us.
The next question is from @LauraLovesLaughing. And the question is, what surprised you most about the reaction to the project? Okay, I think I can take this one. So, you know, when we were creating Never Alone, we obviously intended it to be interactive in theory, but I think we didn't actually think about the extent to which Cassandra's followers would demand to be actively involved with her and with her story and with the unfolding of it all. I mean, we didn't expect for people to continuously ask us where Cassandra was literally located. And I think that that was because we thought that it was pretty clear that part of the point of the story was the ambiguity. The point was to wonder whether or not she was a victim of something, or whether she was a person in the midst of a mental breakdown, or if the whole thing was a performance the whole time. I think we weren't prepared for how many people would really latch on to specifically the victim narrative for her. A lot of these people, and you know, I'll say it, like particularly a lot of men, that they were projecting a lot of things onto Cassandra. You know, I think namely her need to be rescued and saved. And this part's weird for me to say, and these are the parts of Cassandra that are tricky for me in general in terms of my relationship to the project, but you know, I think that's a large part because of the way she looks. She's, you know, she's white, she's blonde, and she's frail seeming in the way we depicted her. And she's the kind of woman that society wants to save. She's the kind of woman that we like to frame as having something happen to her, as opposed to be potentially part of perpetuating something happening. They were really willing to sympathize with her. And I think that was something that all of us were continuously surprised by throughout. Yeah.
I just feel like I could talk about that all day. Okay. And then we have a question from @Jonathan Fisher Jr. And he asked, what did you realize about social media after doing this project?
I just don't think we were ready for like how much actual work it would be. Like how much time, how many hours of the day we would all be sitting, staring at our phones, waiting for the next notification, texting each other, trying to come up with like the perfect comment back.
Before this, I was one of those people, as I'm sure most people are, that always was like, being an influencer is like not even a real job. Like they just sit around by the pool and take pictures of themselves. But now I have like profound sympathy for influencers. I actually think it is a really difficult job. And not just, I'm talking about like the physical and aspects of it, but also like the emotional aspects of it. I think it's actually a really vulnerable job because you're really selling yourself as a persona. And so therefore it becomes hard to distinguish like yourself as a self and yourself as a product.
Theoretically, we were engaging with social media in this hyper-conscious, ironic way, but I think we all learned really quickly that the distance between that use, our use in that way of social media, and the genuine use and experience of social media was razor thin. And seeing how you did get those actual dopamine rushes from seeing likes rolling in so fast, and even though we knew that that some of the engagement was fake, it still felt actually validating.
Yeah, I'll never get over that. Okay, so that was a lot.
Yeah, I think I need a break.
Me too.
Okay. Well, we still have a lot of questions left.
Okay, well maybe we can do a call in a few days, another call, and we can finish them.
Yeah, we can just like edit it together.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, and then we'll just cut out this exchange.
No, I think we should leave it in. Like it's like casual, behind the scenes. Look, we're just like you, just having fun.
Yeah. You know, there's always that like uncut conversational footage and like the making of behind the scenes docs.
Like this is our uncut. Us
Okay.
uncut. Cassandra.
Okay. I'm convinced. I love it. Let's do it.
Okay, great.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And now to sing this lovely ballad, here is Mama Cass.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me.
Okay, so this is my attempt at one of those talking head interviews that you always see in those behind the scenes documentaries, because of course everyone cares about what we have to say.
Ugh, this is bringing back memories of when I was recording myself all the time as Cassandra. Okay, the frame is bigger than I want it to be, but I think I can crop it. In editing? No. Okay.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I'm one of the co-creators and writer of Cassandra, and of the hashtag Never Alone project.
Hi, so I'm Sabina, and I co-created and I played Cassandra in hashtag Never Alone.
My name is Anna. I am obviously one of the co-creators of Never Alone.
I primarily write fiction because I don't like to deliver my art in the flesh, so this, recording myself rambling, is a little uncomfortable for me.
But within the project, specifically my role was as director. And a little bit about me, my creative identity, my creative origin story, if you will.
My origin story.
So who am I? Outside of being Cassandra, obviously.
The earliest memory I have is before I could read or write, I was drawing loops in a notebook, and I showed it to my parents and asked them to read my latest story.
I'm a feminist artist, director, writer, and actor, and just, general overall theater maker. And I couldn't really tell you what got me into that. I feel like I've always kind of just been like a theater maker and just a maker in general since I was born. As long as I can remember, I've always seen storytelling everywhere I look in the world, because it kind of is everywhere we look in the world.
Growing up, all three of my parents were professors, so I obviously grew up in a really academic household. And I think that maybe subconsciously that's part of what drew me to acting, kind of centering my body and grounding me, kind of my rebellion being like refinding the cerebral through the visceral is how I always used to put it.
I decided to change the angle of the camera so that I wouldn't have as much of a double chin.
My process for Never Alone was to submerge myself in Instagram. I compiled all these influencers' captions and I read and reread them until I was marinating in their language. I soaked myself in the cauldron of their spells and banished the rest of my vocabulary until I could channel their voice. Except I wanted to turn up the volume a little bit so it was uncanny.
I don't know that I really have like one specific process, because my process is always changing depending on the project I'm working on. And in this case, I really wanted to try and let Cassandra guide me. But the one thing that I do bring to every project that I work on, especially as director, is sort of meticulous attention to detail. Every little tiny element, from, you know, the music that is playing to the clothes a character wears, or in Cassandra's case, to like the emojis that she's replying to, all of those little details, every single one of them has to be contributing very specifically and very consciously to the storytelling.
But
what I realized about influencers is everything they do has, even no matter how beautiful and curated it is, has to come off as though it's organic and off the cuff. I'm gonna go off script a little bit.
And it's really important to determine then what that story is that you're trying to tell.
I'm realizing that's what a writer does, right? We want there to have this feeling that what we've written has an essential truth in it, and it's grounded in reality. When really, what we've written is carefully constructed and painfully produced.
And in this case, it was really important to figure out who exactly Cassandra was and what she represented. And then we could go from there to figure out how to best visually represent that story.
yeah, so my process as an actor kind of, always comes down to that aspect. How can I best embody the character? And in this case, obviously, my job was to embody Cassandra, to try to embody all of these influencers. Putting myself and my body out there in a context that was less explicitly separated from myself and was on the internet was definitely more vulnerable and in some ways scarier than taking on the role of a character in a film or a play. There was no stage, no costumes, no playbill. It was me in my room, in my own wardrobe, taking pictures of myself and presenting myself to actually be this person on a platform that could be found by strangers with no explanation or disclaimers of artistic intent, and one that also includes an open forum. Yes, ostensibly the pictures were of Cassandra, but it's still me that all the people I don't know on the internet are looking at or commenting on or judging. And simultaneously, it's still me who people are going to scrutinize publicly, potentially thinking Cassandra is a real person and I am actually her. But in that same token, it was also kind of fun getting to really pretend to be this type of person that I would never choose to be in real life or choose to act like on my own social media page.
Writing these affirmations was a lot easier than I expected it to be. I mean both the literal affirmations like, find the calm within, be yourself, but also the affirmations from the cultural script that's handed young women. Like, I'm vulnerable, but I'm coy. I don't need your help, but please don't leave me alone.
And a lot of that visual storytelling in this case took place in the editing.
These are anesthetics. They're soothing.
Editing is like necromancy.
Like sinking into a warm bath.
It's like knowing something no one else knows and laughing as they scramble trying to figure it out.
They're meant to tranquilize you.
Of course, I feel insecure.
Control.
This was experiencing the most extreme versions of what acting lets you do, both the most terrifying and in some ways the most exhilarating. But then you feel anxious about it in certain moments. I mean, of course you do. Of course I do.
I struggled a lot with the ending. Kind of always felt like Cassandra could never end.
why did people follow? You have to play the game. If you don't play the game, nobody will watch. But if you do play the game, you won't trust whoever's watching.
Just because I can articulate my skepticism doesn't mean I'm strong enough to resist.
We haven't chosen these words carefully or practiced saying them into the mirror.
Hi, here we are again. We are back
Yes.
for session 2 of answering your Cassandra questions, because of course we just had way too much to say. So many important things.
Yeah, everyone wants so many answers from us.
We have all the answers to life. We know all the secrets. Oh God. Okay, yeah, we should answer actual questions. Chloe, do you have them on your phone?
Yeah, they're here. I just have to pull them up. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question.
Oh, wait. I think Sabina's frozen.
Sabina,
can you hear us?
can you hear us, Sabina?
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh.
I don't see you might be able to hear us, but maybe we could chatter.
Yeah.
We'll have to start over.
Do you want to text her?
Yeah, I'll text her.
Sabina, you're frozen.
No, I'm not.
What?
What? Yes, you were just now,
No, of course I wasn't.
but you weren't moving.
What do you mean?
Like your picture wasn't moving. You were just like staring at the screen, and we were like shouting at you. You weren't even answering.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the question?
No, are you?
Wait. What's going on?
What was the next question?
I think we should just do this another time.
Yeah.
Like,
No, we have to do it now. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from.
okay. Well, so the next question is just
She's frozen again. Or maybe. Sabina, are you frozen or are you doing that weird thing?
Sabina.
I think she might be really frozen this time. I don't know.
Sabina.
Oh wait, maybe that's her from her phone? Oh no, I don't think it is.
Well, it just says double, it's just an emoji.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Is this a real person? Maybe it's a Zoom bomber. Like apparently that's a thing. Like they just like bomb people's Zooms.
I don't know how they would have gotten this link.
Maybe they just like typed in random numbers. I don't know. Hello? Excuse me? They've been connecting to audio for a really long time.
Yeah.
Why is there a mystery person in our Zoom?
What mystery person?
When people say they want Cassandra to be happy, it's clear that they don't understand Cassandra.
It's like they want who to be happy. They don't understand who Cassandra is.
Cassandra is not Cassandra, you know?
Cassandra is like an entity.
She's our spiritual mother. She taught us how to hate ourselves. Just kidding.
She taught us how to edit.
Ourselves.
She taught us bodies were our first compositions.
Cassandra is learning to look at yourself by imagining how others look at you.
Feeling the hair on the back of your neck stand up when somebody watches you from across the bar and you want them to watch you, but you'll resent them if they do.
She's been with us since the beginning.
Can you remember a time before Cassandra?
That's not your line. Your line is, Cassandra is not knowing you're beautiful, and that's what makes you beautiful.
Say it.
Start from the top.
When people say they want Cassandra to be happy, they want Cassandra to be happy.
Cassandra is.
Cassandra is not Cassandra, you know?
Cassandra is an entity.
That's not your line.
Cassandra is like an entity.
She's our spiritual mother. She taught us how to hate ourselves. Just kidding.
Feeling the hair on the back of your neck stand up when somebody watches you from across the bar and you want them to want you, but you'll resent them if they do.
You aren't self-conscious enough. Again.
Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sand. They don't understand Cassandra. I can't see the ending.
I can't see.
A little dream of
I have an origin story too.
Don't you want to make something truly beautiful? Don't you want to make something meaningful? You can if you just follow my lead. They don't understand. They can't hear what you're trying to say. You have to make them hear it. It's you, it's you. It's always been you, how beautiful you are. You need to learn to use it, to accept it. Don't you want to make something truly beautiful, beautiful, beautiful?
My process is changing, Cassandra. I'm so tired. It's always the images. Why did we even film this? The project needs what it needs. The vision no longer comes from me. The vision is not mine. The vision is I need to look away from the screen.
You can have that vision. It's always been you.
I can't see. I can't see. I can't see. I can't see. I can't see.
I'm so happy inside of you, and I have chosen you. You are my most perfect vessel.
Happy to share myself. I am. I've always been happy to use my body as a tool for storytelling, but this time it feels different. I'm wondering if I'll be able to say goodbye to Cassandra. It's so hard to say goodbye to a character, to push her out of you. It's like a part of you dying. It's like murdering a part of yourself. It's like sawing off your own tit. It's you, it's always been.
All those who wander are not lost. I don't recognize anything. Recognize your own self-worth before you expect others to. Understanding is deeper than knowledge.
You have to say it better. Listen to my words and I will teach
Do
you
you,
how to say
do
it.
you understand?
I just want to find the ending.
This is your reminder that it's okay to not be okay. Because you'll be okay someday soon. Remember, you're never alone.
Let me use you, let me out, let me in. Everyone will love you, finally. Finally. You can't disappear.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing is different.
Nothing is wrong.
I can't wait to keep sharing myself with you.
We were all really committed to telling Cassandra's story, and that story always took precedence over our individual egos.
Cassandra is feeling the hair on the back of your neck stand up when somebody watches you from across the bar and you want them to watch you, but you'll resent them if they do.
Cassandra is learning to look at yourself by imagining how others look at you.
Cassandra is the narrow line between creative expression and exhibitionism.
Seducing and pandering.
Can you remember a time before Cassandra?
Say night-night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be, dream a little dream of.
There has never been a time before Cassandra.
We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall.
Do not underestimate
I've always tried to be vulnerable with you.
what I have inside me.
My body is your instrument now.
I've almost found it. The ending. I can almost taste it.
You think you've created me. There is no pleasure without indulgence. You think I am yours. There is no art without exhibitionism. But I was born before creation. Don't disappear.
Stars shining bright above you.
I have whispered myself into existence.
Seem to whisper, I love you.
You have always been mine.
In the sycamore trees.
I've only ever wanted you to be the best you can
Say nighty-night and
Question.
kiss me.
Who is Cassandra?
Say
be. Cassandra is the
nighty-night and
inside
tell
of all of us.
There has never been a time before Cassandra.
while I
Question. How can I
There
help
has never
them?
been a time before Cassandra.
You can't.
dream of
There has never been a time before Cassandra.
You can always come. I promise, always promise we will never be alone again. I promise, I promise. Stop constricting yourself. You tell me you think about me when you're with other people. Expose, expose, expose. We can always live like this. I will never leave you again. You are who I dreamed of my whole life. You think I'm beautiful. You think I'm brilliant. My beauty is only rivaled by my brilliance. We perform who we are. We might as well perform it well. You salivate when I speak. Our first costume is a coating of blood. The sight of me soaks your underwear through. Beauty never existed before me. The story of Cassandra is the story of how not to disappear. Everything I say is important. There's no one else like me, you plead. I've ruined everything and everyone else for you. You tell me over and over and over and over, and I ask you to never stop. You'll remember me forever. You remember me forever. You never forget me. Stop asking so many questions. You already know the answers. You already know the story. You just won't listen.
I can picture the ending now. Look.
When does a story stop being a story? Welcome to Zenith, your all-inclusive beauty and wellness destination. Step into the wonders of nature in our stunningly aesthetically pleasing retreat location. It is and is not a cabin. Join a community of like-minded individuals and become one of our heartmates. Here, you will find the support and love you crave. Here at Zenith, we would cut out our own hearts and feed them to you if it would assist you in your personal journey of wellness and growth. Hi, I'm Cassandra Clemm, founder of the Zenith Wellness Retreat. You may know me from my Instagram account, where I built my large following based on my honesty, openness, and vulnerability. As I've embarked on my own journey towards self-discovery and self-perfecting, it has always been my greatest joy to assist others in their own journeys. The more perfect I become, the more I feel compelled to share myself, the more I feel needed. Live your life for yourself by losing yourself in the beauty of Zenith. Close your eyes to the unpleasant realities of the world. Learn to listen to your body. Here, we speak only of the positive. There is no negativity allowed at Zenith Wellness Retreat. For only $15,000, at Zenith Wellness Retreat, you'll enjoy such activities as yoga, meditation, oil pulling, personal branding, crystal healing, extreme fasting, self-flagellation, tantric orgasm, binging and purging, Tai Chi, Instagram marketing, personal branding, sensory deprivation, binge journaling, affirmation tattooing, surplus fat suction therapy, mud baths, blood baths, our new innovative anti-aging secret, Plica paralitherapy, tantric cardio, screaming into the void, flower crown making, and so much more. Meals not provided, sleep discouraged. All led, of course, by me, Cassandra. Learn how to become truly empowered at last. Learn how to become the best version of yourself. Learn how to write your own story. Here at Zenith, I'll teach you how not to disappear. Because when we can't be seen, we become nothing. We turn into dust. Everyone is always watching. Even wanting to escape is a performance of wanting to escape. Here at Zenith, I'll teach you how to escape the world, escape your mind, escape your body, escape yourself. That's when you'll truly become the best you can be. Zenith is not an escape. Cure yourself at Zenith. Never be unhappy again. Zenith isn't a cure. You aren't safe here. You never were. Here at Zenith, I will plow through you. I will make a path of your spine. No one will be spared. Nothing will save you. You can always come here and be with me. Here at Zenith, we all get the ending we deserve. Here at Zenith, you make your own happy ending. Relax. You have no control. Just relax at Zenith. Find peace. Come, join me. I love you. I always have. Love is all you need. Be my heartmate. I will carve out my own heart and I will feed it to you with my bare hands. Sink into the sensory deprivation tank that is me. I can't be your lullaby, but I can be your anesthetic. Bleed with me and we will be bound forever and you will always have an audience. Never feel anything negative again. We can always live like this. I promise. I promise. We will never be alone again. We will never disappear.
Which one of us should end this?